Hi Scorpio, welcome to my channel and to your general reading for February 2021. Before turning on the camera, I was meditating on your energy and I got this image of, scorpion, the animal. And it was, poised in attack mode, when they have their tail raised. The tail where all the poison is basically, and so it seems like you've been feeling like you have to have your defenses up all the time. That it's been a while that you felt like you couldn't really let yourself go, let your guard down. You've been feeling like you had to be on attack mode or defense mode, however the circumstances are, all the time, even with the closest people to you. Because that's the attitude I got is like you felt like you had to build those walls around you, like you had to defend yourself. You always had to fortify your surroundings. You always needed this thing, to be up there and ready to pounce, basically. And it's been very tiring. It's exhausting to be always in defensive mode, and your defense mechanisms were all the time being triggered, for really small things. And it's a state in life when we feel so threatened, basically, when we feel like life is such a hostile environment, that we feel like we can't be close to anyone. Basically, we always have to build that wall, that armor around us. It could be due to trauma, to something that happened in your life, some circumstance in your life that happened and made you feel like you needed to protect yourself all the time, even from people, your loved ones, basically. But then after a while in the vision, you let your guard down. You start, the tail goes down and your pincers start moving, and it's as if finally you're letting this defense mode go. You're surrendering to your surroundings, your environment. You're accepting life with more ease, and there's joy and happiness that starts. You feel that you can be vulnerable again with people and show your feelings. So let's see how this translates. I'm going to do a Celtic cross for you. Let's start. Okay, you have the Ten of Cups at the center of the reading, crossed by the King of Pentacles. In your recent past, you have the Six of Cups. Your immediate future, you have the Ace of Swords. Yeah, looks like you're going to have a big breakthrough coming up for you. At your foundation, the Magician. Wow. Crowning you is the Knight of Cups. How you see yourself in the situation is the Eight of Swords. Your environment is the Tower. Your hopes and fears, the World. And your outcome is the Seven of Pentacles. We'll clarify some of these. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Two of Wands. Okay, so let's start. So it seems like the situation you were in has to do with basically your happiness, your overall happiness. The Ten of Cups is the cups, talk about emotions. They're all about our feelings, the way we feel in the world. And so whatever situation that had you really self-protective and feeling like you had to be on attack mode all the time, had to do with basically a very important relationship in your life, a relationship, or basically it can be also your whole, all your relationships, all your serious relationships in your life. because Ten of Cups, oh, yes, it does talk about a couple, it does talk about a happy, basically happy family, a happy home life. You know, it's the ultimate happiness of feeling secure secure and happy around the people you live with, you know, whether it's your family, your immediate family, or your parents, your husband, your spouses, your partner, your children. It's basically a happy home life, and it seems like that's where you felt like you had to protect yourself for a long time. Or not. It's not even about protecting yourself. You felt like it wasn't exactly what you wanted, and it's crossed by the Knight of the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is all about abundance, about stability, about feeling the same, the same values that we find in the Ten of Cups, in the sense of, feeling secure, feeling stable, feeling at home with the people we love, feeling like we have enough, like we have more than enough. It's like complete abundance, feeling that you can trust people and people can trust you. So like this this beautiful feeling of complete vulnerable sharing with the people around us. And it seems like this situation where you didn't feel like this was happening in the past, it let you, it made you want to protect yourself. Okay, you didn't feel like you had this. You didn't feel like you had this stability. You didn't feel like you had this abundance. You didn't feel like you had this sharing with the people around you. For some reason, everybody will be different. Your immediate home and immediate environment seemed threatening to you for the longest time. However, what I can see is that you're coming out of this energy. It's like in the vision, you've been like that for the longest time, but this reading is showing me that you're coming out of this energy, like I saw in the vision. It went on like that because I just want to show you the Tower. So the Tower is when things basically completely crumble around us, right? It's a major arcana, so it's a major energy in one's life, and it seems like everything crumbled under your feet, for a while, for a good minute, because the Tower is basically the universe, because you have this lightning here. It's the universe intervening in your life to make you to basically explode or implode a situation or a way of life that was built on a faulty foundation, a foundation that had to go, so you can construct something that is much more stable, much more sturdy, much happier. So I'm not, surprised that you were in protective mode, because, when the Tower happens, even though it's often a blessing in disguise, when the Tower happens, it's hard. It's hard. Like your whole life is shaken up. You feel like everything is moving under your feet. It's a real earthquake, in one's life. All the things that we take for granted or we think are secure completely, are basically the rug is torn from under your feet. The Tower is a hard energy, although it's most of the time it's necessary, and we're grateful that it happened after a while, after we see the benefits that it brought into our lives. At the time it's happening, it's pretty violent, it's pretty brutal, So it seemed like you had this this Tower moment in your environment that had to do with your closest people, all your home life, your stability, your power, your abundance. Everything was put under an enormous amount of pressure or stress. And that's what made you feel like you had to protect yourself all the time, and you felt, stuck. You felt like you were alone. You didn't feel like anybody was there for you, or yes, like, okay, a lot of a lot of people say that the Eight of Swords, because it's swords and it's air energy, it's mental energy, they say that you can get out of this at any time, okay, which is true. But at the same time, it's not that easy, because you come into the Eight of Swords because of the trauma, basically, because of some really bad trauma, some really heavy, change in your life that is necessary, as I said, but that makes you feel, when you're still, in it, that there's nothing you can do. You feel helpless. You feel like you're stuck, completely stuck. You feel like there's nobody there, that nobody sees you, nobody understands you, and you don't want to see people, okay? Like, this blindfold is like you don't want to see people. So yeah, when the trauma is digested enough, if it's a night, dark night of the soul type energy, or a really, a big, like steep learning curve, for a while, you're going to be feeling like that. And yes, when things start, feeling better, when things are digested, basically, then it's easy to get out of this, but for a while, it's not that easy, right? In your recent past, but you have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups, it's all about innocence, all about, nostalgia, somebody coming back into your life, or you coming back into someone's life. It's this feeling of, wow, I wish I was back to this innocent love, which was, maybe thrown away violently from me with the Tower, and with you feeling like that for a while. But in the recent past, I think that's exactly this vulnerability that is coming back to your feelings, to your heart. For a while there, you protected your heart so much that it became really, how do you call it? You hardened your heart, basically, towards yourself and others. You didn't want to show your vulnerability. You were always in attack mode, But that now, it looks like that, you're slowly coming out of this energy of the Tower and the Eight of Swords, and wanting to feel vulnerable again, wanting to feel those feelings of love again, towards maybe people that you've put out of your life, or you kept at arm's length during this process. In your immediate future, you have the Ace of Swords. So yeah, it's that breakthrough. You see that it's the Ace of Swords aces always talk about new beginnings, right? And it's air, so it's new beginnings in the mental body, right? It's a feeling of triumph as well. It's a feeling of victory, and it's a breakthrough. So it feels like this breakthrough out of this energy that had kept you really really closed up for the longest time, for a while. Now you are entering into this breakthrough where you feel like it's okay. I got the lesson. I got the fact that this Tower happened because it had to happen, because it was necessary, because things in my life had to go. And now you're letting go of that, and feeling, hey, there's a new beginning. I can start again, I can let my guard down, okay? I don't need to be, building these walls around myself all the time. I can come closer to people now that I love, and go back to this kind of vulnerable, innocent love towards people around me, whether it's your family, it's your, it can be anything, but anyway, it has to do with emotions, because we have the Ten of Cups and the Six of Cups, so it has to do with your immediate, your closest relationships, basically. And again, so in your foundation, you have the Magician. I'm going to repeat myself, but that's how it's going. It's this breakthrough again, it's you finding out. The Magician is another major arcana. Wait, The Magician is another major arcana. It's the number one. It's this feeling of being able to manifest whatever we want. It's the feeling of having all the resources that we want to be able to co-create with the universe and create the life that we want. This is, I'm helpless. My life is, I'm stuck. Life is not going anywhere. Life is threatening. People are threatening. It's a hostile environment. I don't like this. I don't want to see. I don't want to be seen. And as we said, you're coming out of this and realizing, no, I have all the resources that I need to create the life I want. I'm not helpless anymore. I'm actually full of stamina and hope that I can do, that I can co-create, I can do, have whatever I want, So the Magician with the infinity symbol and, his arms, one arm raised and one arm down, is as above so below. He has all the resources that he needs to create his own abundance with the cup, the pentacle, the wand, and the sword. And he realizes that it's a Aries energy, and it's a powerful energy, So it, like really a big breakthrough in this, feeling of helplessness, of this this phase or this cycle of even paranoia that you had, and not having faith anymore, basically, in your life, in people, in yourself. It's like a complete lack of faith, a complete disappointment in everything. And now you're coming out of this mode, where, because you're exhausted, you can't take it anymore. You can't be in protective attack mode for ever. It has to go at some point, and it looks like in February 2021, it's you let that go and start a beautiful cycle. Here with the World in your hopes and dreams. Yes, your hopes and fears. You are starting a new cycle. The World is the last card of the deck. It's really coming full circle. So you're leaving that cycle behind where you felt so alone, so detached, so isolated from everybody, and even from yourself. And now you're starting a new cycle, a beautiful new cycle. There might be still fear, because you might still have some trauma lingering there, but definitely you're seeing a new cycle, and you're seeing yourself as the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is somebody who's extremely open, extremely who basically offers his cup of love, to whoever, whether this is your partner or even your family, anybody around you that you were closed off from. It seems like you are ready now to offer your cup, to be able to go back to this beautiful feeling of of innocence, of sharing, that you're missing so much. And finally, you have as your outcome the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is about harvest. It's about you're seeing the harvest. It's there. You've planted your seeds. They came up. They have grown. They are ready. They're maturing, basically ripening to be able to be harvested. And you know that, you see it, but you're still in the mode of, you might be a little bit exhausted from whatever this journey has been for you, whatever this learning curve has been for you. So I'm going to clarify this one. And of course you have the Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which always talks about a new lease on life. You can see it. You have the world in your hand. You do have the world in your hand. And you can see it, but you're still not taking action on it. So let's say it's the same, basically, it's the same attitude of waiting, you know, not being able to take action. But let's see. So you're basically at this transition, at this transition point from defense, protect, attack mode to something much more, you know, open and tender and loving. Yeah, wow, okay. So you have the Sun. It's the most positive card of the deck. It's amazing. It's all about, you know, childhood wonder, feeling so happy, like you feel like a child all over again. The sun is shining on you again. You feel its warmth. You feel the warmth of life back into your heart. It's complete. It's completely open. It's also this feeling of victory, right? And you know, there's this wall right behind the white horse, and it's like you know, this wall that you've built around yourself. Now you're able to, you know, leave that behind. You know, with the white horse, which is also talks about purity, and you know, what is more vulnerable than a little child naked on a horse, you know, with the sign, so the sun shining on it. So it's basically this warmth of life, this warmth of feeling that you couldn't feel for the longest time because of whatever happened in your life, you know, that led to this. Now it's back again. It's coming back into your life. Full blast. It's like, it's amazing. It's great. With that, you have the Eight of Wands. Really, it talks about positive movement forward, rapid, fast, positive movement forward, and it's in reverse. So it means like it's a bit delayed. Maybe because you're still feeling this, you know, you're still coming out of this. So yeah, this whole reading is about this transition from this dark place where you've been abiding for a while into something much more satisfying, you know, where really life comes rushing in back into your heart and into your life. So that's great. I hope you have a great February, and thanks for being here. Bye, Scorpio.